morning, everybody. Welcome back to another live session. You guys still can't hear me, or can you hear me now, or nothing? Hello, 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 hello. Is it crackly at all, or yeah? I don't. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna continue with then. I think it should be fine. Type one if audio is loud and clear. Type two if you want me to do something about it. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, my expectations for today. I don't know. Bro, why are you doing that? Market makers are on to me, man. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even move my microphone though. That's a thing. And then it just like disconnected. All right, so I was saying we have news 8:30 and 10 o'clock, so I can very much see us driving lower into previous week low today. Very possible, especially it's a Friday. And how I view Fridays is that Fridays just reach for that weekly objective, right? So if we have time-based manipulation on Tuesday, then we can probably, project that, see where our objectives lie, right? Bro, yeah, I've been calling this sequential SMT on Bitcoin, and like I think it's finally happening. It's finally happening, guys. This is it. See that? Telling you guys, it's gonna plummet. And you have Ethereum failed to take that high. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're plummeting. We're going to zero, guys. Going to zero. I don't know. We'll see. They just posted it too, so validated. That's fire, shipwreck. Okay, well, this is today's expectations. I don't know why I said like that. Expectations. Um, I'm not really seeing any clear setups, so I would be honest with you guys. Once again, like I feel like I say that a lot, but it's like, okay, let's take a look at some SMT. What am I pressing on my keyboard that is doing that? We have SMT on these highs. This is like what I'm looking at mainly. That's why I'm expecting this to be a breakaway gap. Because, right, we have SMT divergence with this fair value gap right here with ES. So I'm expecting that to stay open if we drive lower. I'm just gonna wait for news, see what it gives us, and then potentially we can like look for something to do. First target would obviously be these lows, right? So these equal lows right here. That's the immediate target. So here are the three targets for today that I'm looking at. Is you have this original consolidation right here for the 5 minute, right? Original consolidation. And then for the hourly chart, you have some equal lows over here. And if you zoom out a little bit more, you have previous week lows. So I think that we are leaning pretty bearish. Just a little. Oh, wait. This is a nice SMT on the highs. Can't really participate in that, but kind of nice to see that. So now I think we just wait for news and then see what it can yield. And then at 9 a.m., we'll most likely find some sort of setup. Oh, that's fire. Shipwrecked. Damn, you're on a streak. On a roll. Actually, I feel like most of you guys are actually killing it. I don't even know. Like, you guys are catching trades that I'm just seeing. Like, I tape read it, and then you guys just fucking catch everything. I'm like, yeah, damn. Students have become the masters. I need to cause more confusion to keep you guys on the leash so you stay in the group. I'm kidding. Yo, imagine I did that shit. That'd be freaking crazy. You talk like the other ICD guys. You'll know the trade when Enigma presents itself on the full moon of the fourth trillennial. Yeah, I need to start like talking about some shit that you guys have never heard about. My private mentor and I, like when we first started, he was like naming different things like random shit. He was like, "Yo, I'm just name everything random shit so that in the future when you start talking on Twitter and stuff, people have no idea and they're gonna they're gonna want to know what it is." It's like call the ICT 2020 model Hulk Smash versus Dinosaur. People will never know. That shit was so crazy. I don't even know. Good times though. Good times. You have to just cause confusion. You know, that's I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's like what ICT did, and then everyone just ended up being like, "Yo, I gotta learn more." But that's just the thing, right? Like he knows what he's talking about. He's just like creating a lot of mystery around it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I also don't like that Aramis. That's why I'm saying right now it's like it's um not a setup I want to kind of take right now. I just want to wait for news, see how we do. We don't really have like some sort of high, probably higher time for PD array to really frame things off of right now, in my opinion. We have this rejection block, I guess, but it's not even a precision swing point, so I'm not all that interested. It's not an inversion for Valley Gap yet, Snows. If you're looking at the inversion, you have to wait for closure below it, and that would confirm it's inversion. But until then, it's not necessarily inversion. And on top of that, we have multiple fair value gaps. So how I would view this is once we invert both of them, then you can look at it as inversion. All right. Once again, what's immediate order flow telling you? So I'm gonna be honest. Immediate order flow right now is telling me I'm bullish. Like if I'm just looking at immediate order flow, just because of this wick right here. So once we displace past that, we can look at it as a, yeah, exactly, X10. It's a bullish unicorn, right? So until we disrespect that, I'm not really super confident. You know what I mean? No, that's fine, Snows. I mean, it's just we're giving our thoughts and opinions here. I don't think we have SMT on the lows, do we? No, we don't. To have SMT on the lows. I would just wait for that though, TBH. TBH. I still think that we're bearish overall, going for previous week lows. So I'm just gonna play into that higher time frame narrative, right? Especially because it looks like what market maker sell model right here, right? Um, SMT right. It occurred over here, so let me do a projection really quickly. This one, right? So that looks pretty good. It lines up pretty well for this low. And then we're getting a retracement from that -2 to -2.5 standard deviations. We closed beyond it, so I'm expecting -3.5 to -4 standard deviations. Looks pretty good. On the 5 minute, yeah, we do have some bullish SMT on the lows. I was looking at that, but let me take a look again. I personally don't know if I would use that because my higher time frame narrative is telling me I'm bearish. So I would prefer to stay on narrative rather than just flip bias based on a lower time frame SMT divergence. Yeah, that's another thing you pay attention to, DJ. Displacement is very telling, and but like as of right now, SMT wise, I'm not seeing anything too interesting. So we're just gonna have to wait for that. Yeah, I think it's just one of those days. You just gotta be patient. Feels like today's gonna be one of those 9 to 10:30 trades. That's the vibe I'm getting. Quad witching. Are you talking about the bullish rally gap right now, Snows? Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, that could be a cause for low probability conditions. Classically. True day open. Let's see if today's true day open is. It is. It's over here. Yeah, we are above the true day open right here. So you could take a look at that if you want. So true opens, you're really just looking to buy below or sell above. So depending on your narrative, like right now, because our narrative is bearish, then it looks good to, sell above it. Or at least my narrative is bearish, sorry. And then you can drop down to like find the true session open, for example. Let me go find that. 7:30 a.m. Right? The true session. Yeah, sorry about that, Snows. It is from the top of the candle. Exactly what I'm looking at, Aramis. Looks good so far. At this point, I would like to see expansion lower into this equal lows. Since we're respecting that 15-minute fair value gap, within it we have 1 minute SMT divergence. That's what I'm looking for right now. You could look at it as a BPR too. It was a imbalanced price range become flips into a balanced price range when it's traded back into rejecting price lower. Looks good. Past this low right here, I would like to see acceleration. Don't really want to see it stall inside this order block. SMT on the highs, yeah, I got you. Here, let me delete just some annotations here. SMT is with, yeah, it's with a YM right here. SMT on the highs like that with YM. I remember correctly. Oh wait, is that with ES? Sorry, that's with ES. Sorry. Target on ES5210. Let me take a look. Yeah, I'd be targeting that right now on ES. These lows look good. If I was in a trade, that's what I would target. I'm not in a trade, by the way, so just making it clear. This is a 1 minute market maker model, by the way. If you go 1 minute. SMT on the high, smart money reversal, SMT distribution phase complete, looking for displacement lower into this original consolidation, right? So the exact same logic. I'll just zoom in a little bit for you guys, make it a little clearer. Of this original consolidation. This is what I'm looking at right now. SMT with YM over there would be that accumulation phase I'm looking at. Got SMT on the highs, looking for that smart money reversal. And then we have that SMT on the highs again, looking for that distribution phase complete. And that's why right now I'm expecting displacement away from this phase. Any questions about that, or just pretty clear how I'm like determining the phases and stuff like that? Yes, no. The stalling, you can pay attention to this low right here, right? We just took another low. Pay attention to that. So this fair value gap is what I'm paying attention to most right now, because that's immediate order flow in my eyes. And I would preferably like these fair value gaps on above it to become breakaway gaps. Paying attention to the bullish fair value gap right now, right here. How are we responding to that? So let me highlight it. How are we responding to this fair value gap? Are we able to invert it? Don't really like this reaction, I'll be honest. Because I was telling you guys, right, this low, I would like to see displacement past it. And then inside this order block, I don't want to see stalling. But right now we are stalling. Yeah, we are still in the hourly fair value gap. This one right here. But the way it's trading right now, I'm anticipating that it's gonna honestly invert it. That's how is how it's looking to me right now. They'll have like 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll see what happens at candle closure, but you know. So paying attention to this fair value gap. How are we respecting it? kind of like a battle between these two right now, you know, and then we just get chop inside of it. So these are the two main PD rays I'm looking at right now. This right here, a little more advanced, but this right here is a balanced price range. I'll get more into it in the future, but just know, like, whenever you have price trade through a specific segment of price level like this becomes a valid balanced price range, something like this. Then to get past this point right here, you're gonna need a bigger displacement to get past it. Yeah, pretty much classically. Balanced price range is high resistance liquidity. So right now I wouldn't be comfortable. If I was in a short, I'd probably be stopped out already. No, that's what I'm saying, shipwreck. It's like whenever you look at stuff like that, it's like, for example, if you look at a unicorn model, what is it really? Is just, support and resistance. And then you trade back into it, you know what I mean? Support and resistance. Like that's how you can look at fair value gaps too. Support and resistance. So I'm now paying attention to the midpoint of this fair value gap, and if it trades above that, that's like kind of my invalidation zone. So pay attention to the midpoint of this. Last line of defense, in my opinion. Let's call it Hulk Smash. All right, so 9 a.m. coming in, we can potentially look for some sort of opportunity to get in. Although I don't really see much opportunity, I'm gonna be honest. Still looks like a good market maker sell to me on the lower time frame. Generating a lot of low resistance liquidity on the lows here. Equal lows, trendline liquidity, right? We're just waiting for 930 for displacement. Yeah, that's an option. I think that the biggest thing right now is that I don't have any sort of like high probability SMT to really gauge my gauge when price is ready to expand. So it's like that's what I'm waiting for right now. It's like once you get SMT divergence, you should see an expansion in price, and that's why earlier, once we got this SMT divergence with ES, I was expecting displacement lower, but we would need displacement past this low, and past this low is also inside an order block. So I need to see us invalidate that. On top of that, I'm pretty sure this was inside the new day opening gap too. So if you pay attention to that, then there's that. Let me take a look if it was in the new day opening gap. Oh, it's like past it. We actually inverted it. I don't know. That's interesting. Once again, I personally don't use new day opening gap, new week opening gap as much as other people do. So, if there's any experts about end dogs and end wogs, then let me know. I'll have to do more studying about that. I'm gonna delete these annotations because it's a little messy. But I think you guys get the idea of what I'm looking at right now because of that. And did we trade it to a higher time frame PD array? Nothing that I'm interested in right now. Right? Like this is the framework of a trade I want to take, but it's like there's no setup, if that makes sense. Remember my model, like what makes me pull a trigger is higher time frame PD array, SMT divergence, lower time frame structure, right? But we don't have that higher time frame PD array right now for my model, so I'm not keen on pressing buttons specifically. This week hasn't been like the greatest week for me, I'll be honest. I think I'm up like I forgot how much I was up. I think I'm up like 1.5 R or something like that. Oh yeah, AB for sure. There a month, new month opening gaps is definitely a thing. There's also new year opening gaps. It's just time is fractal, right? You can use it on anything. To be honest, DJ, I count it as I'm in drawdown right now because it's like I just took a payout too, and so my account is only like 1.5 R, which means I'm like 0.75% up, right? Which means I don't have much of a cushion, which is like pretty much drawdown at that point. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm trying to like build a cushion right now on the account again. But at the same time, I was like, there's no way I'm leaving that much in my account. You know what I mean? Like I'm paying myself. Gotta make back the expenses. Alright, copying accounts. Yeah, I do trade. I do trade copy or copy trade. Sorry, is it called copy trading or? I That's why I use NinjaTrader because I have a copy trader. I have a planned lecture for account management. I don't, but I like at the end of the day, I feel like account management comes down to like preference. It's like what I like to do is like I'll rotate through accounts. It's like trade one account once that's in drawdown or something. Like I'll rotate, right? And then while I rotate the account, like reducing risk on that account that is put like that could be in drawdown, like then I can reduce risk on that without feeling like I'm reducing risk, like psychologically. Does that make sense? Okay, so far so good. Displacing past this fair value gap now. And so inverting this gap, now want to see it become resistance, right? So going through that speed bump, want to see displacement lower if we trade back into it. SMT at these local highs. What time frame classically? One minute, 8:54. Is that SMT? I feel like it's so miniature. I think these are equal highs actually. Yeah, those are equal highs. So, okay, let me re-explain that, Snows. So pretty much, let's say I have multiple accounts. So I have one account A, account B, okay? So if I'm trading A, so let's say A goes into, okay, so let's say they're both like 300K, or it doesn't even matter what account size. I'm just put 100K. Yeah, let's say they're both 100K. So I'll be trading account A, let's say on trade on March 10th, okay? And so on March 10th, if I went into negative, let's say negative 2% drawdown, then actually I'm just going to go according to my risk plan. So whenever I'm in drawdown, I reduce risk. So let's say I'm down 1R, okay? Which is equivalent to negative 0.5%, okay? And so if that's the case, then I reduce risk to when in drawdown, reduce risk by half. Okay, that's what I do. Which means that I'm risking now 1R is equal to, it still is equal to 0.5%, but then I'm risking 0.5%, right? So 0.25%, 0.5R. So that's what I'm really risking now. So instead of specifically trading account A, I'll use a copy trader, right? And by using a copy trader on account B, I'm still risking 1R. That makes sense. And so this way, like mentally, I feel like I'm still risking a decent amount. And then I don't even have to worry about account A, because if I'm risking 0.5, it's very hard to blow this account already while I'm trading account B. So if account B becomes into profit, then that means account A will get out of drawdown. Does that make sense? So then if account B also, okay, if account B goes into drawdown, then I would use account C, another 100K, for example, then risk 1R or 0.5%. And then I would copy trade to B and A. When C goes into profit, B and A are going back into break even. Would you count SMT as hidden SMT or lower probability SMT if we create lower low and Q and equal low? I think that when it comes down to like equal lows, equal highs, it's like it's a little more sketchy to use that as SMT divergence. And the reason I say that is because equal highs, equal lows become extremely efficient draws on liquidity. You know what I mean? So yeah, it would be something I'm be more careful about. Once again, it's like if you have, okay, let's say you have two markets. What did I just do? Let's say you have two markets equal highs, right? When you're in a short position, let's say your short position from here, your stop loss is literally at equal highs. I don't know if that's something you'd be comfortable with. You know what I mean? So it's like, would you rather have your stop loss be at equal highs or have your stop loss at like a protected high pretty much that occurs within like a fair value gap, right? And then your other market is doing the same thing, but it's just creating that SMT divergence. So this would probably make you feel better, like mentally. Same as this one, right? If you were to take a short on the one that creates the liquidity sweep, then you would be more comfortable being in this one, right? What's your experience with almost blowing an account? 1% left. Should I claw my way back out, reset it, or buy another challenge, then use the copy trading method you just described? So, to be honest, when I'm close to blowing an account, like my mental, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I actually go on tilt. So it's like if it's 1% away from blowing the account, like I usually just blow it. I'll be honest. It's a really bad mentality I have, but it just is what it is, you know. Actively working on it. It's like if I'm in 1% drawdown, I'm like, if I make money, like that's like extra money. It's like if I'm making money to get out of drawdown. Let's say I'm like 3% in drawdown. That's like, you know, that's $9,000. You're telling me I have to make back $9,000 before I can get another payout. You know what I mean? For example. So like that kind of mentality in my head is like kind of messing that up essentially. I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just saying like that's a personal thing that happens to me. It's like at the end of the day, like, do I even care about that account? Not really. Just get another one. And that's why it's like I've also been trading my personal a little bit, and I've been liking it a lot more because it's like when you make money, it's like it's your own money. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay out stuff like that. Like that, like evaluation phase, right? It's like evaluation phase. You're literally making money just to pass an evaluation. You know what I mean? So it's like think about it. I'm paying attention to this low right here. I want to see acceleration past it. I see why I'm starting to drop. Once again, I like this is that or consolidation. I want to see a quick sweep too. If we're going for that. Why is my YM being weird? Why is my YM doing that? In my ES, it's like stopping there. So far, so good. ES looking clean. AMD H1. Sorry about that. Thank you. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think ES is the cleanest trade today. This is what I was talking about earlier, is that because we have that SMT divergence inside this fair value gap, looking for like I think ES would be the cleaner trade to take here. If you wanted to short. Why don't I trade ES? I just trade NQ to be honest. It's no particular reason. I just trade NQ. That's like literally it. It's like a stupid reason. There is no reason. The reason is there is no reason. I just trade NQ. Simple NQ pays the most. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I don't know. NQ is just kind of my baby, so I just trade it. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Um, but you're right. If I did trade ES today, we would have had a setup. It just be like that sometimes. I think like the biggest thing is like I'm not really in a rush to trade. That's why I don't really care. I'm not like actively like I gotta catch every trade. I'll just look at NQ and be like, if it's clean, I'll take it. If not, you know what I mean. I think it's really draining to like constantly look for setups between the three markets and live stream at the same time and tape read. You know what I mean? Like I that to me that is mentally exhausting. Yeah, let's annotate this really quickly. So you have your hourly fair value. SMT on the highs right here. Right, you can see it's a very clean trade if you traded traded ES. Like that. There's your smart money reversal. Same exact thing as NQ, right? So you have your original consolidation down here. You have accumulation phase. I believe it was over here. And then you have your smart money reversal. Then you have your distribution phase right here, right? So this distribution phase, that's the silver bullet that you're looking to trade for those that trade the silver bullet. You have your RDRB, order block, whatever you want to trade from, right? Market structure shift, fair value gap, whatever you want to trade from, right? That's where you'll find your silver bullet right there into that original consolidation. And then this would have been, let's just say you trade this RDRB, then this would have been your trade right here. Did I go through that too fast, or did that make sense because I went through it on NQ? Where's SMT on the distribution? Let's go see. Let me see if there even was. SMT. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know actually. I don't really see an SMT here. I think this is the time when you would refer to DXY. See if there's a SMT with DXY. So mm. Yeah, no SMT here specifically. I'd say the SMT is more like on the lower time frame. Does that make sense? Repeat the last little bit. That shows what part of the RDRB you would use enter from. Right here. This one right here. This RDRB. Actually, I can just do this. I saved all these PD arrays that I use. There's something called a SYN block that my private mentor figured out, and that shit's like amazing. But he told me not to tell anyone. He was like, I personally don't use it, but like it's pretty good. And then he was like, don't tell anyone. I'm gonna trademark that. I'm like, okay, so like stay tuned for his YouTube video. Bro, I'm just hyping it up for you guys. I think that there's still gonna be a trade today. I don't think you guys missed a move. There's always gonna be a trade, right? There will always be an opportunity. Even if there's no trade today, there's gonna be opportunity next week. What do you think happens when you take previous week low? You know what I mean? There's always gonna be opportunity. Thriving. Did you see the RDRB that I annotated right here? No, I got you. That's what I'm here for, right? So you guys can learn. Give me that TP on NQ. So on NQ, right? Once again, RDRB right here. So what am I expecting of this fair value gap above? I'm expecting it to be a breakaway gap. ICT on RDRB. Wait, I gotta look at that. Actually, I'll look at it later.
First breakout above the
I actually have not seen that from ICT at all. So I'm gonna have to look at that. RDRB is a long wick that gets rebalanced. The long wick is the rebalance. So remember that analogy that ICT gave you guys of paint roller, right? On a wall, you have to go through a certain spot multiple times so that the paint is well distributed on the wall. Like the same as buy and sell orders. Is he's saying like you need buying and selling in one spot of the market, like around certain price levels to, you know, even it out, if that makes sense. So you need price to go through a certain spot multiple times for it to be balanced. And so when a RDRB gets created, what's really happening is when this wick is being created, it's trading lower, right? Offering sell side, and then it trades higher, right? Creates that wick, buy side, and then we sell off again, sell side, right? And then because we have sell side, buy side, sell side again, trade back into it, offering buy side again, balance price range, use that as a PD array, essentially. So that's the first target of the day so far. Second target, looking at this low over here. And then final objective is that previous week low. I think that we'll get there today. We have another high impact. We have equities open and high impact news at 10. So we'll see if we get to previous week low. I think that is possible. But you guys, for those that ask about breakaway gaps, you can see why I expect this to be breakaway gap now. Sometimes it really becomes like narrative, right? So this. Oh, you're asking me now, Levi. I was like, okay, well let me re-explain that. So expected breakaway gap because we have SMT divergence with this breakaway gap. Well, with this fair value gap with ES, right? So you know what I mean? So because we have that SMT, I'm expecting this fair value gap not to be revisited. Other times you see me annotate breakaway gaps. Why do we have breakaway gaps? You could look at breaker blocks too. It's other PD arrays that are holding price. So you can look here. So I'll draw a little schematic. Right. So if you have multiple fair value gaps, actually, let me. How should I draw this? Right. So a lot of people usually what they'll do is on a market structure. Let's say there's a market structure shift, and what they'll do, they draw their equilibrium like this and be like, why doesn't price return to discount where there's a fair value gap over here? Well, you have a breaker block right here, for example, and this is your unicorn model, right? And so when you have different PD arrays holding price higher anyways, there is no need for price to revisit that anymore. So this would become an expected breakaway gap, especially when you see this, for example. If you're seeing bullish price action, you're expecting bullish price action. You don't want to see this. You want to see displacement, right? And a great sign of that is breakaway gaps. And that's why sometimes you'll see in my executions, I annotate, if this gap gets left open, price is going to fly. And that's when, like, when you have breakaway gaps, you're expecting volatile movement in your direction, right? Same as when I have SMT. Whenever I get SMT, you'll see me annotate expecting speed from here. Why? Because we have SMT divergence. Because I'm able to identify with these tools I have that there is some sort of institutional sponsorship occurring in the markets. Right? So I hope that helps. So far, so good. Yes, looking solid. You know what, Snows? It happens to the best of us. Good shit, DJ. Like, you guys all, like, we all took the same trade, essentially. It's like when I was tape reading that for you guys, like, we all took the same thing. It's just sometimes, you know, you get stopped out. Like, you get a deeper retracement than you would have liked, for example, and then that's why Snows got stopped out. But then DJ, like, accounted for it, right? And so he put his stop at the SMT high. And that's what I was saying in my SMT divergence video too, is like, you can use SMT as your trailing stop loss. It's a very good tool to use. That's why I love SMT so much. And then after, like, once again, after learning from Day, like, he's sequential SMT, I'm like, damn, that shit is like broken. Like, I loved SMT before, and after learning that, I loved it even more. And then I started finding stacked SMT divergence, blah, blah, all that stuff, right? So Snows, what I would say is, like, you have good analysis, right? Like, I think that you just need to work on your, like, trailing stop. Like, I see a lot of times you get stopped out prematurely and you're in the right trade. or like you close early. Like I see that a lot. And I think something that'll help you is just using SMT divergence to trail your stop loss. Like that's something that would really help you. It's not even, I don't think that's it, right? Like your entry doesn't matter if your direction is correct. It's like, look at DJ's entry. No offense, but it's like, it's not the best entry, right? But he's still making money. Why is he still making money? Is because he is able to account for that. He's able to like withstand that kind of drawdown. Just using it as an example. Like it's still a good entry. It's just not the best entry, right? Yeah, that's good, DJ. It's like that's why I'm saying like your entry doesn't matter once you know what you're looking for. I also don't want a big stop to minimize losses. It's not even about big stops. You have a big stop, use less contracts. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to attack you, Snows. It's like I'm trying to like give a different perspective on it. Because I think right now it's like when you say I don't want a big stop loss to minimize losses, what I hear is I'm using more contracts so I could have more profit. And it's like what it makes me feel like is you're focused on the outcome rather than the risk. You know what I mean? I'm only using one contract. I see. You can use micros too, right? So just like think about that. Just remember we do not need a max trade. We need a better return than the how likely the setup is. Then then the how likely this. I'm going to agree with what Shipwreck said. Because I know what he's saying. Micro mini, same on top. Yeah, same on top stat is micro mini, right? Right. So if you want a wider stop loss, then you would trade micros because one micro is 1/10 of a mini. So you can consider that, Snows. So whenever I do 50k accounts, like I don't really do 50ks anymore, but like back then, is I'll trade micros instead, so that I can account for 0.5% risk. Right. I'm risking $250 per trade. That too, what DJ said. And that's why I think like the combines are good because it resets for you every month anyways. So it's like it's not that it's just consistently practicing. Good shit, DJ. I know you've been like working extremely hard, and you told me like kind of your journey. And this is the kind of community I'm trying to build, right? It's like a community where it's like it's not only me telling you guys stuff, it's like other people that learn from me, that can utilize my thought process, my perspective of things on the market, and then they can also explain to other people and end up like supporting each other as a community. You know what I mean? Daniel's gonna be my TA soon. Aramis too. I'm gonna hire you guys. No, you guys are actually killing it though. Like I'm looking I am looking at what's it, your trades, and everyone's killing it. You guys are all doing really good. And then you guys are like you guys are utilizing my model exactly how it is. So I was like, that is crazy. It's crazy how fast you guys learned it. Is because like you guys don't understand how long it took me to find that model, and then you guys just like are able to apply it like right away. That's crazy to me. Snows, what are you looking at for PSP? On the lows? I think that's another thing I would say is that yes, it could be a position swing point, but I also want to like this is something else I also see in your trading a lot is that focus on the higher time frame narrative. And this is what I tell everyone, right? It's like higher time frame narrative is your number one priority always. So it's like what's my higher time frame narrative? I'm staying true to it. I think we're in a market maker sell into previous week low. I'm staying true to that. I haven't shifted my bias at all. Right? So it's like once you have that higher time frame context narrative, you know the general direction, then you're just looking for trades in direction of that. And that's why my model is like I tried to put emphasis on like my A plus 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 setup is like higher time frame market maker model. And then when you're within a accumulation distribution phase of that higher time frame market maker model, you drop down to a lower time frame, you'll find a lower time frame market maker model. Crazy how microcycles we dumped the first quarter and now we're accumulating. Your teaching of quarterly theory low key changed me. I want to say it's like all of these teachings are from Day, right? So it's like credit to him. The only thing is like he does leave gaps on purpose so that those that don't study have no clue what he's talking about. And that's what I've been seeing, and that's why I get like I've been getting so many questions in my DMs about it, like from other students that are in Day's mentorship. They're like, "Yo, what is that?" I'm like, "Did you study it?" Like at the end of the day, you have to study it to understand it. But I'm kind of just like giving out free cookies because I studied it. I'm just telling people what I find. I can't wait until like the more like advanced shit from Day because like I'm so ready, bro. How many mentorships am I in? I'm only in Days right now. Well, I'm still in like Casper's mentorship, but it's like I'm not actively learning from that. You know what I mean? I'm more so actively studying Days stuff right now because I feel like every mentor I go through is like a stepping stone to the next level. You know what I mean? Yeah, Oculus, Oracle, Hulk Smash Theory. Yeah, MXM Trader material is crucial. I agree. So it's like learning directly from ICT for me was like learning everything. You know what I mean? Like I knew everything he had to talk about. And then from that, I was like, how do I compile this to make it make sense? So that's what I was like, all right, MXM Trader, he knows what he's doing. He seems to know what he's doing. So then I got his course. That simplified a lot for me in terms of market maker models, right? And then I got Jesse's mentorship, right? And he simplified a lot for me too. So I was able to actually apply a lot of different things. And then after that, now I'm with Day because I want to focus on the time element, right? So that's why, like, on my Twitter, I put for actually learning ICT concepts, I would suggest going to ICT. For learning market maker model or price action, I learned it from MXM Trader. And then for learning time, I'm learning from Day. And then learning about psychology, that was from mainly Casper, sometimes Tom Dante. Now, I think that you have more knowledge than you need, so I think I think you just like simplify. You know what I mean? Instead of adding more, you need to reduce. That's how I feel about you right now, Snows. And that's the vibe I get. I don't want to like hold you back. You can definitely look at MXM Trader's course, but it's like the vibe I get from your trading is just like you know too much. It's all good, Aramis. There's gonna be plenty of trades. Right? Trading's not a home run kind of thing. It's over time you're trying to be consistent, right? I think it's pretty awesome. Like that's awesome, DJ. Pretty awesome how you like write everything down. I usually type it out, but I think writing is just like it puts a very personal touch on it, you know what I'm saying? When we reach previous week low, would you look for TJF? Honestly, it's like my main expectations for today was previous week low. That was like the final objective for me. So in my opinion, like I wouldn't really be looking for anything after. Like I have accepted that I've probably missed the move today. Obviously, there's got to be opportunities, but it might just not be today. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not trying to rush to take a trade right now. But I hope today's like, I know we didn't catch a trade today, but I hope today's like tape reading helped you guys like kind of give a thought process. Like, did we take a W in a trade? No, but like in terms of tape reading, thought, like learning a lot of different things, like we took a lot of W's in that aspect. So it's like when people say it's like, even though you're correct, you don't make money. It's like I agree. It doesn't matter if you're right and you make no money, but at the same time, it's like take the W for what it is. Focus on the positives. When I'm in drawdown 5%, it's all good. I just want another trade or 0.5%. You know what that reminds me of is like that gift. Focus on the positives. A real note, about to hit that 10K on YouTube, no cap. I'm at 9,877 guys. So thank you guys for the support. Appreciate you all. There's 2 p.m. news today. Let me look. I only see 8:30 and 10 a.m. news. I think what I'm gonna do from now on is I'll post annotated charts on Twitter because I'm trying to figure a way to like grow on Twitter, and I just cannot figure a way. I've just been posting random stuff on there. I might just post like annotated charts on there. It's like there's diverse resources. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hard to speed up execution videos when I'm live streaming every day. Try tagging you on X. Couldn't for some reason. Check your settings. Sure, I will. Yo, like all those old execution videos you see, that requires like 100% of my focus. I'm like annotating everything. I'm like gotta make it look nice. I think it should be. You should be able to tag me. I don't know. That's odd. Yep, there goes the weekly objective, guys. So once again, that's like my expectation is like Fridays. I don't know the specific function of it, I'll be honest, but like what I see is just has the weekly objective been met? If no, then it's gonna go to it. If yes, then TGIF. That's my understanding of it. So, and it's been consistent. So, yeah, I think we had a pretty fire live today. I'll stay on until like 10 a.m. and then probably call it there. Been live for by then I'll be live for like an hour 40 minutes already. So I saw a guy's Twitter go from 19 followers to 3K in like 2 weeks from posting those. Really? Like just execution videos? I've been doing really well since I learned how to read price and do trade management from you. I don't really like understand day. I appreciate that. But day is the source, right? I think I think I just do a good job simplifying things, to be honest. I think that's my strength. That's why it's like if people learn from day, they might find it hard, or like learning from ICT, they find it a little difficult because they're very they talk very advanced. Is immediate rebalance a rebalance before the time frame you're on completes to next candle? Uh, immediate rebalance is just like it's like an RDR. It's like basically RDRB. So it's like this is an immediate rebalance right here. Like originally when this opened, right? There's a gap here. there would be a gap here originally. So this candle right here trading higher into this previous candle wick, that's an immediate rebalance because it's closing in that gap that was originally there and then plummets. That's immediate rebalance. And that's a institutional order flow entry drill. That's something IC calls it. And so when that occurs, you're expecting displacement away from it. That's how you know you're on side with the market, and that's something I use for trade management. When I see immediate rebalance, I expect displacement away from it, and if it does, then that's like a good sign I'm on side. Two win today, one bull, one bear. Good shit. Really good stuff. Can you explain how to do what Jesse said about calculating the risk on trailing drawdown? Oh, so basically what he's saying is that instead of risking your actual account size, so let's say on my 300k accounts, I only have 7.5k trailing drawdown, right? Then instead of using 0.5% of 300k, which would be $1,500, right? You would risk $375 per trade instead. TGIF, I'd have to wait for this candle closure. I don't think that it would just like shoot up like that, in my opinion. Like, we're gonna have to see at least some sort of consolidation or change in state delivery, right? So I don't think it's just gonna like tap previous week low and TGIF back up. TGIF, what's the candle looking like? Yeah, I don't personally, I don't think that's what's gonna happen. It could happen, like maybe in a little bit, but for right now, like this moment, I don't see it happening. And remember this fair value gap that we annotated, it all cascaded from that, right? Uh yeah, I think Day is just really smart, to be honest. And also he like the way he kind of portrayed, like my understanding is he's very isolated from others. So it's like, you know what I mean? He's like a genius at what he does, you know what I mean? Oh, Clyde, did I answer your question? Did that make sense? What I said earlier? So like a 300k account, 0.5% of it would be 1500, right? But then trailing drawdown 0.5% of this would be 375, right? So then per trade, what like what you're really risking is $375 instead of 1500. Exactly, Aramis. That's why it's like, even though I know what to look for, I still like I spend so much time like working. It's because I genuinely enjoy doing what I do, but it's like, that's why I also teach, because I enjoy doing what I do. I love seeing like you guys being like successful off of the stuff I'm teaching. That's great. Very fulfilling. All right, Snows. I think once I hit 10K subs, I'm gonna offer like 1 week free trial again or something, and then I'm gonna offer you guys some discounted payment plans as well. So that's the plan. Once I hit that, which is actually pretty soon, so I gotta get that shit set up. That's crazy though. Like literally 4 months ago, 3 months, 4 months. Man, that was actually crazy. I was My first video was posted 3, 4 months ago. Yes, Mark, you were actually. Mark was my first one-on-one student ever. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel's an OG. I think I'm gonna be taking away some OG roles from other people because it's like they're inactive, and then I'm just gonna give it to I'm gonna give OG role to like people that were part of the premium access. Oh yeah, Mark, I actually had like a special role before where it's like one-on-one student or whatever, but it's like I took it out because I was like, there's too many roles. Keep it simple. For real, Levi. For real. Who's trying to run up the build battles? The rocket rides. Yeah, I feel like I suck at like ever since I played Fortnite, I suck at other battle royales because you can't build, and I just get killed. Like I just get sniped or something. I'm like, bro, I can't protect myself. Yeah. On that note, I think I will be heading out here. Thank you guys for attending the live this morning. How long ago did you start the group? I literally started this group like a month ago, so you're not even late at all. I'm honestly surprised how much this group has grown within a month. Actually, a month and a half now. So I did not expect this growth. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just kind of posting my thoughts and stuff, and then it kind of started doing things. Nice, good shit snows. All right. On that note, I will be heading out here, and thank you all for attending the live as always. And then I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.